Good morning. I'm Isaac Castro, and I'm honored to serve as your ministerial intern here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. My pronouns are he, him, and welcome to our service. In this sacred space, we celebrate our humanity, our diversity, and the boundless love that unites us all. At this congregation, we strive to be a spiritual community for our time, one that is theologically diverse, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. Our doors swing wide to embrace all who seek a welcoming place. May our worship today be a source of inspiration, a comfort in challenging times, and a call to action. If you are new here, a hearty welcome to you. I'm so glad you're here. We encourage you to come back several times as our services are different each week. And I want to mention, if you look at our altar today, I want to talk about what's going on here today. So, signs, where food is shared, justice begins. Nourishment is a human right. The empty bowl symbolizes the people who are still hungry and the inequity in access to food. It's an invitation to share. The two candles, for the farm workers and those who grow, gather, deliver, and cook our food. The fresh herbs, symbolizing sustainability, regeneration, and the hope for growth and food justice. The pumpkins, squash, corn, and beans, the shared harvest we wish for all. Isn't that lovely? And I will hand this over to our guest musician to introduce himself.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Luke Steichleather. I'm happy to be your guest musician today. I am currently the music director at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Surprise in the West Valley, just down the road a little bit. And I'm really happy to be in this space and to be with all of you today. My pronouns are he, him. I'm excited for us to join in worship together today. Our first hymn, opening hymn, is Morning Has Come. Please rise in body and spirit. I will lead here from the piano.
Please remain standing as we light the chalice. Good morning. I'm Blake Rushing. I'm your worship associate today, and my pronouns are she and her. Join me as we recite our covenant, and Amber and Latrice light our chalice. If you're watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please light it with us. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to share our strength in fellowship. Thus do we covenant. While you are still standing, can we just turn around and smile at our neighbors and welcome them with our friendly faces? And let's also wave and say hello to the folks on Zoom. Thank you all so much. You may be seated.
I have a few announcements, and I really mean I have a few announcements today. So yeah, just so you're prepared. One is going to be about Waddell statues conversations. I've been working on that on the back end. I have a small committee going. So just to give the congregation an update today, we're working on a website page on the UUCP site. It's not ready yet, but it's going. We're going to have a copy of the book Soul, and the Soul book that was written about the Waddell statues that we have here. So that there will be a digital copy available for folks to be able to read. We're also going to send out a survey via email, because we want to know what kind of programming, when we do these conversations, do people like to have them at. We would like to do them in person and online. What time in person works? We're thinking Sunday. Sundays are busy days here, though. So would Sunday before service, Sunday after service, or if we do remote only, maybe a weeknight. What weeknight would be better? So we want to do a survey just to get data of when most people would be able to attend and what looks like people would like to attend, when they would like to attend. So be on the lookout for that. It should be coming out mid-December, and the plan is to get started with those in January. We have a busy holiday calendar coming up. If you look at Compass, you'll notice different things in the pipeline. We have a Blue Holiday Christmas. We have several services covering holiday seasons, gatherings. I'm leading the solstice service on the 21st. I'm really excited for that, to be with y'all. And Reverend Christine and I want to address the concerns we had last week with noise in the sanctuary. We have had a number of new families join us, and I love the new families. If you're here, please, let's give it up for the new families. We love that you're here. Yay. And as a result, we have a record number of little kids. We had 11 2 to 5-year-olds last week, which is wonderful, so wonderful. And that's just the age where they, very lively and so much energy. I wish I had that much energy. And today we're going to be taking any kids who want to go to the Kindle room after Together Time. Barb is going to be going. I saw Barb's in the back right now, and Barb will be taking any kids who would like to go to the Kindle room after Together Time. Next Sunday, we are planning to remove the art table from the sanctuary, as it was meant to be a quiet sensory station for kids, not a supervised space for all children. We will instead have smaller kid-sized chairs scattered throughout the adult chairs, and every child will have a backpack with activities to keep them busy. Children will stay with their families during the service. They are welcome in the sanctuary, or the comfort corner will be open if they wish to go in there. And we will have more information about how the comfort corner will work next week. We appreciate your grace and understanding as we try yet another way to accommodate an all-ages worship experience, which we've had since we went to one service after the pandemic. We especially ask for your patience because we are doing this without a director of children's ministry, and we will not have another children's ministry staff after the beginning of the year. And while you may have opinions on how this should be managed, we ask you to direct them to Reverend Christine and not directly with families you don't know or to staff who are handling a lot. After service today in the sanctuary, the craft group is leading an all-ages community art project. Feel free to join them and get those creative vibes going. And now, let's draw deeper into the present moment and into our worship. Our opening words are from the founder of World Health Kitchen, Chef Jose Andres. World Health Kitchen is one of the first organizations to the front lines, providing freshly made meals in response to humanitarian, climate, and community crisis. Their work is guided by the belief that food is a universal human right. Chef Jose Andres shares, "I cook to bring hope, to solve problems, to feed people in emergencies, to bring families together. I cook every day to empower forgotten citizens, to give them training and respect. I cook to build longer tables, to lift people's spirits up." I now invite anyone who would like to join me up front for Together Time. Yay. Hi, everyone. Hi. So Thanksgiving just happened on Thursday, and I wanted to share what my experience was for that and ask folks to share their experience for that. So for my Thanksgiving, I went to 3 Thanksgivings this year, in one day, back to back to back. I've shared before, I have a really large family. So at each Thanksgiving, when I went to the next one, the questions I got asked were, who did you see at the last Thanksgiving, and what did you eat? What kind of food did they have there? So I would answer and tell them, like, oh, I got to see my aunts from this side of the family. I got to see my cousins from this side. I had 16 cousins from Nebraska come to town. So that was great to see them, when they were in the area. Yeah, and then I got to see other parts of my family at other Thanksgivings as well, too. So it was lovely. So for me, this Thanksgiving was about spending time with family and eating really good food. A lot of food was turkey, ham, rice, pancit, tamales, pozole, a whole smoke, global food, coverage going on with everything. So that was, for my Thanksgiving, what it meant for me was spending time with family and eating good food with them. So I would love to hear what Thanksgiving means for y'all this year after just experiencing it. What does it mean for you? Felix, what is Thanksgiving to you? What did you do for Thanksgiving?
We ate pumpkin pie. My favorite.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah? Okay.
grandma and grandpa's house.
Yeah.
Stuffing. Turkey. And pumpkin pie and stuffing. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I think I hear someone saying turkey over here.
I had pumpkin pie. Yeah, early at Christmas. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
I go to the Hassayampa River every year, and I found 3 new insect species and shared it with community on iNaturalist.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Jez. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
My mom is named Ann Mom, and I celebrate for Christmas, Thanksgiving. I see something good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it?
it was something my mom told me to say.
Yay. You're so good at listening to your mom. Look at you. You're so good. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share? Yeah. I don't think I can go that far. If you can meet me. Maybe.
Yeah, I also had a lot of Thanksgiving dinners, but one of them was here at UUCP. Yeah, Rachel and Asher made a beautiful meal, and it was really wonderful being in the congregation.
Thank you. I did speak with Rachel and Asher, and they said there's about 15 people that showed up for the Thanksgiving meal here. And I think it's wonderful that they already expressed wanting to do it again next year, too. So that look forward to that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for sharing your Thanksgivings with me. And yeah. So I invite you back to your seats. And those who would like to go to the Kindle room are welcome to go to the Kindle room as well.
Each week, we split our offering between this congregation and an organization that shares our values. For November, our Share the Plate partner is the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, the UUSC. The UUSC advances human rights and social justice around the world, partnering with those who confront unjust power structures and mobilizing to challenge oppressive policies. Their work is grounded in the belief that all people have inherent power and dignity. For all that you give, we are so grateful. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in helping us pass the plate.
For our offering today, I'm going to play an arrangement of the well-known folk song, Londonderry Air, or Danny Boy.
We, we recognize that our lives are interconnected. Part of our journey as a community is sharing our significant milestones, joys, and sorrows. If you're on Zoom, you can put a note in the chat. If you're in person and want us to read your joy or sorrow next week, fill out a card before service at the small table at the back of the sanctuary. While I wait for an opportunity for any in the Zoom chat, I will share this sorrow with us, shared by Jade Barger in our sound booth up there. Jade lets us know that her father suffered a massive stroke last weekend and has been moved to hospice care. We want to remember Jade and send any loving, positive thoughts we have her way. If there are no more in the Zoom chat, may we always remember that our joys and sorrows, those named and those held in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, help us draw closer and care for one another.
I invite you to a time of meditation and prayer. Take a moment, see how you're sitting, adjust your body. I'm gonna stretch. Take a few breaths and be here in this present moment. I'll be sharing words from Deborah Smith entitled, A Prayer Addressing All Hungers. We are hungry. We are eating our daily bread and bowing our heads, and yet we are hungry. We are thanking the farmer and the farm worker, and yet we are hungry. We are speaking in spaces for food that is healthy, and still we are hungry. We are tiring of slogans that say, feed the children, and mean, feed the children leftovers. We are hungry for something that feeds more than bodies. We are hungry for help. Help us, O you who apportion the funds. Find in your hearts the child who you were, who would share with a friend, free and friendly. Lead us not into meanness. For we are hungry, we want the loaves and the fishes, the water and the wine. O sweet justice for all. We are hungry. Amen, and blessed be.
For our meditation hymn, we are going to remain seated and sing Spirit of Life. In my congregation, some people sing, some people hum, others stay silent and still with themselves, so participate however you feel how the Spirit leads you.
Come unto me.
Food is such a common human experience, not just in the context of nutrition, but in the context of community. As a minister, I spent years traveling around the country and other parts of the world, and I feel lucky to have these experiences, but the moments that really stand out to me as important and memorable all happened around food. Food was a focal point of my formative years. My family wasn't particularly wealthy, and food took a great deal of planning to ensure its abundance. We planted a garden in the back field, a couple of acres that I learned to work with multiple generations of my family at a young age. We had a deer camp that was also an important food source. We had to take care of the wildlife population in order to have the food we needed throughout the year. Wild game was such a common part of my food experience during those years. Between trips to the deer camp or the river to fish and run trot lines, there was always a great deal of excitement in bringing back food for my immediate and extended family. Older members of my family really depended on us having successful trips. The venison or catfish brought back fed us and gave us so many moments around the table. Food is a human right because all people deserve to be around the proverbial table. All people deserve to take part in this most sacred ritual of being nourished in stomach and in spirit. This past week, I feel like I indulged in that sacred right. I had the pleasure of engaging with so many beloved in my community and eating and laughing until I was exhausted from it. Asher and Rachel hosted a dinner here at UUCP on Thursday. I would recommend never missing an opportunity to join them for a meal. Not only was the food incredible, but the time spent in conversation and fellowship was even more nourishing. Food justice goes so far beyond just nourishment or calories. While those needs are an element, there are other needed components. Food provides engagement with community and family that is essential for all of us. It is important for us to see the inherent dignity of food justice for every person. No one is undeserving of having their food needs met, regardless of legal status, family structure, who they love, how they identify, income, work history. I could go on, but I think you get it. Regardless of what messaging we hear about food and who deserves it and who doesn't, may we always remember to be persistent in our efforts to promote food justice as we move through this world.
For our next musical moment, we'll be singing together, Answering the Call of Love. And I will help lead us. And forgive me, I'm not sure if we stand or sit in this moment. Yeah, let's please rise in body or spirit. We can.
Joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the tide of love.
Verse 2.
Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of
beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. Oh, we are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
While writing this sermon, I began crafting a story around something I thought would go well with folks. I recognize that food justice is about access to food, but it's also about access to the story around food and the implications of that story for the community that is telling it, because the story of food is political. So I had it in my mind to tell you about some of the many layers of food justice. I plan on telling this story by pulling from our UU sources and pointing out how food and feast have been present throughout religious communities for as long as history tells us. Adam and Eve got kicked out of Eden for eating an apple. A tale of Jesus feeding 5,000 from 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Day of the Dead, where people place foods on altars for their beloveds who have passed. Rosh Hashanah, apples dipped in honey to celebrate a sweet new year. The Muslim festival of sacrifice, where the sacrifice refers to an animal in remembrance of the story of Ibrahim and his son Ismail. Mid-Autumn Festival, a cultural and religious holiday celebrated during the fall harvest, where mooncakes are the hallmark food. And Thanksgiving. In a religious context, it is a time for individuals to pause and give thanks for life blessings. It is deeply rooted in scripture, liturgy, and history, with biblical references found in Leviticus, Exodus, and the Psalms. Thanksgiving is seen as a way to remember and give thanks for the blessings of food, land, and family. I thought about reflecting on the first Thanksgiving and what blessing was shared for that meal, and how our country lives out or has fallen short of practicing that blessing. And I'm sure there's a food offering tradition amongst the cultures here that someone can share with me afterward. But in my dreams, my ancestors came to me and told me I needed to go deeper. So I plan to weave those above into a story about a city near where I used to live, El Cajon, and its ban on feeding people experiencing homelessness from October 2017 through January 2018. How a group of activists came together, dubbed themselves Break the Ban, and shared food in public spaces until they were cited. In comparison, the city of El Cajon flexed its muscle, imposing a $1,000 fine and even possible jail time for breaking the ban. And it wasn't until January of 2018 that the group was finally cited. And why that mattered is that it could now be challenged in court, because the following week, the ban was lifted. Those local activists remind me of the recent flotilla activists traveling with Greta Thunberg, trying to enter Gaza to offer aid and food to the starving Palestinians, only to be stopped and arrested by Israeli naval forces. And the struggles World Health Kitchen navigates to transport food into Gaza, they share. Our supply trucks must adhere to strict direction from the IDF on the times, routes, and convoy sizes. Whether supplies can reach our kitchens depends on both, one, day-to-day permission from Israel for aid trucks to enter Gaza, and two, the ability to move safely on the assigned route. My heart breaks knowing that so many are dying from forced starvation because of war politics. Still, my ancestors returned to my dreams and said to go deeper. So, I began writing about food justice as a call to action after the immigration raids in chicken processing plants. In raids held in August 7th, 2019, agents arrested 680 immigrant workers from 7 chicken processing plants in central Mississippi. One of the most extensive single-state immigration enforcement operations in U.S. history was carried out during this administration's first term. And we see the recent raids have been experiencing under this authoritarianism, coming back with overwhelming toxicity towards immigrants, ripping people from the streets, restaurant kitchens, houses, workplaces, court appointments, and schools. And this to meet quotas and showcase how many brown people they're rounding up. Yet I wanted to call your spirits to this piece because before these raids on the processing plants, those workers were union organizing for better working conditions and higher wages. And things were looking to be in the workers' hands. The owners, Koch Foods, quietly requested a raid on their plants because things were not going their way. The fight for unions is part of food justice, and the wealthy have been using immigration enforcement in the United States for their personal and financial benefits far longer than we realize. This practice is not new, and it's being weaponized for far too long. Again, my ancestors came and told me I needed to go deeper. And so I asked them, how can I go deeper? Give me a sign. The next day, I started writing about wages for migrant farm workers. In September of 2020, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced that it no longer intends to collect data on the money paid to those who keep Americans fed. The USDA website will tell you that today's migrant workers make, on average, $17 an hour, a rate that varies by region. A figure I believe is skewed high because the math is set to 40-hour work weeks, but immigrant workers work far more than 40 hours a week. And when failing to conduct its traditional agricultural labor survey, workers could be paid just the federal minimum wage, as low as $7.25 an hour. I wanted to speak about how the fight for living wages is built into food justice. Now, after that, I was wary of my impending visit in my dreams that night. And sure enough, they came back and said to me, "Don't craft something you think others want to hear. Tell your food and food justice journey." My ancestors were moving me to share my story with you, and by sharing it, I'd be including how food justice affects them. And let's just say, when ancestors visit your dreams, you should listen, because they're steering you strongly to say something that they want you to say. So here's the journey. Food in my family has generational trauma. I have a Mexican background. Most of the elders in my family were migrant workers. They worked on the farms at some point in their lives, some of whom still are. Many of them were also immigrants. All of my grandparents worked in the fields or packing plants at some point. My mom and stepdad used to work the fields as children. They were as young as 8 years old when they started. They worked hard to get out of that industry as they grew up because they didn't want their children to work in the fields. I remember visiting my Tata Bicol in the fields while he was working the tractors. I know part of those visits was because my parents never wanted us to forget where we come from and the hard work our ancestors put into the opportunities I currently have. Food in my family has love baked into the recipe. Some of the most cherished memories I carry with my family revolve around meal times. From the conversations while making food to the stories that come forth while sitting around the dinner table. I also grew up in an extended family, so that means I had a lot of birthday celebrations throughout the year with lots of food. Food in my family meant sharing with others. Giving to those who experienced food insecurity was vital to us. We always invited others to join us. There was always extra seats, plates, and good food because we considered food, specifically mealtime, a sacred space, and we were called to share with others in need. And while I got those experiences from my family, I have to admit, I was ignorant about the broader umbrella of food justice. Next week, I'll be 38, and until 13 years ago, I never knew food justice was a thing. I first learned the term food justice after an experience with my home congregation in San Diego at the time. I knew about food insecurity and lumped it in with that right away. And while I wasn't entirely wrong about one of the aspects of food justice, that was still very far from any proper definition. I had to learn the hard way by messing up a lot. While I can't tell you every aspect of my messing up journey, I want to tell you about the first time I got it majorly wrong, because that's the one that vividly sticks with me. I volunteered to host one UU young adult group meeting at the congregation. I was really excited to host, and even the topic would be a conversation revolving around food, genetically modified food, to be specific. I got a nice variety of light and heavy snacks and refreshments and was confident I was going to put on a praiseworthy spread for everyone since I was new to the group. And then it happened. Someone asked if there was anything gluten-free. Another asked what was vegetarian. A third asked about vegan options. Then someone inquired about something dairy-free to eat with the crackers besides meat. A few things fit into those asks, but definitely not everything. The truth is, I, a carnivore with no dietary restrictions, bought food I liked, as I planned to take it home with me afterwards. I felt terrible and small at that moment. Here I was, just a few short weeks into finding this group, and I did this with food. I had missed the mark on many of the group's dietary needs. It didn't even cross my mind to ask about those things. I had no clue what to do other than offer my apology. Afterward, I went home, embarrassed, and felt I had disrespected some folks for not being as inclusive as they had been with me. So I started researching all those things I had messed up on. I was determined to expand and learn more so I didn't make the same mistake around food again. As a side note, I continued to mess up a lot after that. And after each failure, I made sure to do better. I like to call that my time with our values around justice and transformation, while keeping love at the center. My understanding of food justice began to evolve through this, and it continues to grow. As the years have gone by, I've learned more about vegetarians, vegans, gluten-free, keto, plant-based diets, organic, ethically sourced foods, free range, farm to table, food allergies, food sensitivities, fair trade, and so much more. I even gave up sugar at one point to see how much it was incorporated into our processed foods. The answer is it's in a lot of our processed foods. You don't get to eat a lot of processed foods if you give up sugar. I realized that a food war was underway, with many battles occurring simultaneously. From bans on feeding people experiencing homelessness, raids on immigrants trying to form unions at food processing plants, fight for wages for migrant farm workers, immigrant enforcement chasing migrant workers in the fields, SNAP benefits being withheld during the current political battles just this month. We have 42 million people who rely on SNAP. 16 million of those are children. Food banks preparing to feed millions more, and giving food banks money directly because their purchasing power with $1 allows them to offer more than 10 meals worth of food at some locations. Food deserts where options are limited, owning to the fact that the pesticides we must diligently wash off as worrying consumers are most definitely dangerous to those working in the fields. And honestly, just access to affordable, healthy food options during these imposed tariffs on everything. And to be aware of all those things and so much more while still praying for the positive possibilities, because everyone deserves access to food. And I want to wade into the waters of those new uplifting possibilities. I heard someone whose name I didn't catch give a talk about food get asked if they were an optimist about the future of food justice. They answered, "No, I'm not an optimist, and that's because I'm a possibilist. I believe in the active possibilities we can create around food justice instead of remaining in an inactive, optimistic state." I'd like to say that I, too, consider myself a possibilist, and I hope you'll join me. One way I've done this is by being proactive in my practices, big and small. I have multiple options for a variety of dietary needs whenever I host events, and sometimes when I'm not hosting, if I know the host doesn't actively practice those things. It's because it's important to me to make shared space more welcoming where everyone can find acceptance and belonging, especially at the root level of food being provided. And I have to say, I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, and I currently do not have any dietary restrictions. I shop at farmers markets when I'm able, buy fair trade when it's available, support food unions, be in solidarity with migrant farm worker groups, support small food businesses, donate to food banks when possible, and have a better understanding of where my food comes from. And I still don't get it right all the time, but I'm getting better. I used to be intimidated by the numerous onion layers involved in food justice. Yet learning in small doses has helped me develop tools for long-haul work, and I know it works well for others. It's important because the story of food is political. So let's be possibilists together and do small or big things where we can with great love. That is how we'll make a big difference. Amen, and blessed be.
For our last hymn or song, we're singing a song called Change by Emma's Revolution. Who knows Emma's Revolution? Some of us. Do any of you know Change? You know this song? We're all going to learn it together today. It's in a stanza style, so the words are, I need some blank to believe in. Or, so I need some change, I need some peace, power, hope. I'll lead you through it. There's going to be a little piano interlude after power. Okay, so let's rise in body and spirit and sing this song together. It's also a bit groovy. Feel free to clap your hands. Dance a little bit as we get to the end. I need some change I can believe in. I need some change that I can feel. No, I won't give up. No, I won't give in. I need some change. That's real. Let's sing change again. And 1, 2. I need some change I can believe in. I need some change that I can feel. Oh, I won't give up. No, I won't give in. I need some change. That's real. All right, here we go. Here's peace. And 1, and I need some peace. Don't want the killing. I need some peace that I can feel. Oh, I won't give up. No, I won't give in. I need some peace. That's real. Here's power. I need some power to build my future. I need some power that I can feel. No, I won't give up. No, I won't give in. I need some power that's real. Here's hope. Ready? And I need some hope to keep me going. I need some hope that I can feel. And I won't give up, and I won't give in. I need some hope that's real. And here's justice. I need some justice. I'm tired of waiting. I need some justice that I can feel. And I won't give up, and I won't give in. I need some justice that's real. I need some hope
that's real. What else? I need some power, that's real. And I need some peace, that's real. I need some change, that's real.
Can I just say, guest musician Luke, who is my friend, let's give him an applause. Yeah. Thank you so much, Luke. I'm going to take sole credit. I told Luke I have a service coming up. I'd like for you to be doing the music for my service, so I'm taking credit for bringing Luke here for y'all. Okay? After service ends, noon activities will be displayed on the screen. Please join us after coffee hour with food and refreshments in our community space just across the patio. And don't forget, we have the art craft today for all ages for the congregation. Our closing words come from D. Scott Cooper, entitled, "This is Our Calling." The world aches for us to join together and bring about healing, toil for justice, and produce ever-increasing love. This is our calling. Go forth and act accordingly. Go in peace, go in love.